So you're thinking of buying or selling in a Tampa luxury condo community? In this video, I'm going to share the pros and the cons, the good and the bad of living in the Hyde Park neighborhood in South Tampa. Towards the end, I will also share some lesser known information about Hyde Park that will also help you determine if this neighborhood would be a good fit for your lifestyle. Let's get started. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything about buying or selling in a Tampa luxury condo community, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the Tampa luxury condo market and lifestyle. My name is Nathaniel Ligon, the Tampa Condo King. I specialize in representing luxury condo owners and buyers in Tampa, Florida. I get calls every day from people just like you, so whether you're looking to buy or sell in 10 days or 10 weeks, please reach out. All of my contact information is in the description box below. I would love to help you win in the Tampa luxury condo market. Now let's take a closer look at the pros and the cons of living in the Hyde Park neighborhood in South Tampa. Hyde Park is one of the best neighborhoods in Tampa and consistently ranks right towards the top of the list very consistently. And one of the first pros that we'll discuss is the location, which is tremendous. So you have so much just within Hyde Park. Hyde Park has so much to offer. You also have so much in the surrounding neighborhoods as well, within very close proximity to, so for example, other areas of South Tampa like the West Shore Marina District, downtown Tampa, Davis Islands, and Harbor Island. Those are all within only a few miles from Hyde Park, so it's only within about a 5 to 10 minute drive, which is fantastic and something that residents really enjoy. So you've got so much just within Hyde Park and then in those surrounding neighborhoods that I mentioned. So you're really in the heart of all the attractions and all the amenities that you could wish for. It's an excellent location. Also, some of the Tampa suburbs, for example, are within a pretty reasonable drive as well, or areas like St. Petersburg, only about a 35 or 40 minute drive as well. So you're within pretty close proximity to those areas as well. But definitely those neighborhoods I mentioned, like the other parts of South Tampa, downtown Tampa, Davis Islands, and Harbor Island are all within about a 5 to 10 minute drive. So the location tends to be one of the biggest and best attributes for living in the Hyde Park neighborhood in South Tampa. Not to mention, depending on exactly where you are in Hyde Park, you're probably very close to the iconic Bayshore Boulevard, one of Tampa, or if not Tampa's most iconic street, right along the water of the Hillsborough Bay. So you're potentially living on Bayshore Boulevard if you're in a condo community, for example, like 345 Bayshore or even Hyde Park House. You're right on Bayshore Boulevard and have a Bayshore address. But if you're in a different area within Hyde Park, you're still likely within maybe a mile or two from the iconic Bayshore Boulevard. So just imagine taking in those amazing bay views and being able to walk or bike or jog or run on Bayshore Boulevard. So I'm sure you'll love living in the Hyde Park area, again, with the location being one of the biggest and best attributes. The next pro that we'll discuss is the urban and suburban feel. So Hyde Park has an excellent mix of urban and suburban. So you've got all of that just right within the Hyde Park neighborhood. The urban feel, for example, based on so many of the attractions and the amenities, the premier shopping and dining options, and then everything else that Hyde Park has to offer really gives it that urban feel, plus a lot of great sidewalks and paths for you to walk, and the city is very walkable and pedestrian friendly. So it's really got that urban feel. The suburban feel, though, is definitely present as well. If you wander, for example, some of the side streets, you'll see tree-lined streets. You'll see more of a quiet kind of neighborhood feel. You'll see parks and a lot of green space. So residents really like that best of both worlds feeling being in Hyde Park. Also, there's a great mix of historical homes, for example, some of the, craftsman bungalow type homes. And then you've also got all the townhomes and condos as well. So there's really a neat feel throughout Hyde Park where you've got this urban feel and suburban feel all mixed into one. And again, there's a lot of different property types. So depending on whatever your preferences are, you should be able to find an option just based on what you want your lifestyle to look like when you are living here in Hyde Park. The first con that we'll discuss is that it is expensive, as you can imagine, living in the Hyde Park neighborhood in South Tampa. So based on the location, based on that urban and suburban feel, so many amenities and so much else to offer, which we'll go into further detail as this video progresses, Hyde Park tends to be one of the more expensive areas to live in, as you can imagine. So again, just based on which property type you go after, the median home values could be somewhere around the $1 million mark at any given time. So again, that'll depend on what type of property. The single family homes, for example, could certainly be that or much more. There are some luxury condo options that could be in that range, or there's even some options that are at the more affordable range. So there are some of those options still available. For example, like the Madison at Soho has more of kind of the average price point. So if you're looking for the whole Hyde Park lifestyle, for example, but you're okay with maybe being in a little bit of a smaller unit or maybe a little bit of an older unit, then there are options for that as well. So just keep that in mind. But as you can imagine, based on everything that Hyde Park has to offer, whether you're on Bayshore Boulevard or you're a little bit tucked away, the home prices tend to be quite expensive when you compare them to the Tampa average, which again, I'm sure you can imagine just based on everything that Hyde Park has to offer and all the demand for real estate here in the area. Next pro that we'll discuss living in the Hyde Park neighborhood in South Tampa is the restaurant. So in my opinion, and I'd be curious in comments, let me know what you think, especially if you're of course familiar with South Tampa and some of the surrounding neighborhoods. I think Hyde Park is the best neighborhood out of, downtown Tampa, Davis Islands, Harbor Island, West Shore Marina District. I really think Hyde Park is the best neighborhood for restaurants. So based on quality of restaurants and the quantity, they really have every end of the spectrum covered. You've got Hyde Park Village, for example, that has a lot of the really upscale, restaurants and shopping. So some of those restaurants are Meat Market, Furbici, On Swan, and many others, and they also have some casual spots like Clean Juice, for example. And then very close by, you've also have the South Howard area, or Soho, the street that is just filled with restaurants, South Howard Avenue. They also have some upscale restaurants like the famous Burn Steakhouse and also Bulla Gastrobar, for example. And then they have their own more casual spots as well, like Fresh Kitchen or some other, even Chipotle, or some other chains as well. So they've got some great options. So between those two areas, I think you'll be able to find a dining option that you'll like. So I know residents, especially that really want that lifestyle where they're within a very close drive or perhaps even within walking distance of restaurants and shops, this tends to be one of the best, if not the best, neighborhood for that. So definitely the restaurant scene is excellent in Hyde Park, and you have a ton of options that I'm sure you'll enjoy. All right, we'll finish up with one more con and one more pro for living in the Hyde Park neighborhood in South Tampa. So as you can imagine, being in the thick of the action and having so many amenities around you, the potential noise could be a con. It's interesting though, one of the residents I spoke to actually lived like right near Green Lemon, which is a restaurant on South Howard Avenue, and she said they don't really have much of an issue with the noise. So like anything else, it's just a matter of preference, but definitely wanted to mention this in this video. Again, as you can imagine, being so close to restaurants and shops, you are potentially going to, hear some noise and have some traffic in and out. So depending on where you are, for example, if you're on Bayshore Boulevard, then you will have, some vehicle traffic and, some foot traffic from people, running and walking and biking. Or if you're closer to like the South Howard district and you're near all those restaurants, you could, see a little bit of an uptick in the overall activity and the traffic. And then same thing if you're near the Hyde Park Village area. So just something to keep in mind. Again, some people really like the lifestyle of being right in the thick of things and being so close to amenities and restaurants and green space and parks. So that is part of the trade-off too. You're naturally going to have a little bit more activity. If you want to still be in Hyde Park, then certainly some side streets, could be a little bit more quiet and tucked away. So just something to keep in mind, and let me know what you want your lifestyle to look like, and we can determine if there are some good options for you within Hyde Park, or if we may need to expand our search a little bit to some of the other neighborhoods. The last pro that we'll finish up on, and I touched on it a little bit earlier, but it is the variety of property types and options. So depending on your taste, depending on what your price points are and your preferences, there are single family properties, for example, some that are newer, more modern, also some that are a little bit older and more historic. There are townhome options. There are plenty of condo options as well, whether you're looking more so at the more affordable range, or the mid-range, or starting to get into that luxury, or even full-blown luxury condo options as well. So again, depending on the property type and your taste, there are a lot of different options that could be a fit. So we'll have that discussion on what your situation is and what you want your lifestyle to be. And fortunately, Hyde Park does have a lot of great options. So we'll be able to, tailor fit an option that's going to work best for you. Certainly a pro though here in the Hyde Park neighborhood that there are a variety of property types, price points, styles of homes that you can choose from. All right, that'll do it for today's video on the pros and cons of living in the Hyde Park neighborhood in South Tampa. I hope you enjoyed and got some great value from today's video. Let me know in comments if you have any questions, comments, or feedback. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out my Hyde Park neighborhood vlog video. That way you get an even better sense of the overall community. Whether you're looking to buy or sell in 10 days or 10 weeks, please reach out. All of my contact information is in the description box below. I would love to help you win in the Tampa luxury condo market. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.